So at the end of the last video that we posted, I talked about we had to run to our son's house because some significant storms had come through. He had water under his house in his crawl space and needed some help. So we just got back from his house, and I think he probably had maybe 10-12 inches of water under his house. But we brought our little pump with us, and we set that up under his house with the garden hose running to a storm drain. So all is well on that front. It seems like I'm not sure if we got as much water as they got, but the storm definitely did impact us. I didn't think that it did until you just informed me of what was going on.
Well, I think we got the deluge of water. I think based on, I have a coffee cup that sits out in my garden all the time, and it's a very easy rain indicator. And I think we probably easily got 2 inches of rain, and in a very short amount of time. And I was already in bed, so based on the damage in the garden, I would assume there's wind associated with that. And we're going to show you the damage and see if we can resurrect some things.
We kind of have a little plan on what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We just don't know if it's going to work because we haven't done it yet.
Yep. We'll see.
But my dad, I was messaging my dad lives up near Holly, Michigan, and they had a tornado come like 10 miles from their house last night from the same storm. He sent me a picture of it today.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
The mosquitoes
Crazy
are
weather.
terrible, and we are sprayed, just to be transparent, we are sprayed with our bug spray. So if you see any mosquitoes land on us, I wouldn't be surprised. You don't spray yourself as well as I do.
No, I didn't really spray my shirt, and that's where they just were trying to land on my shirt.
You should spray your shirt because they can bite through your shirt, honey.
Okay. Let's get to work.
All right. So that's it. I would say 90% of the corn is laid down, and I have been watching it all day. Some of it seems to be attempting to stand up. They will say corn will try to stand up on its own. But my fear is this is so highly intensely planted in this small plot. That's a lot of corn to push up for the front half of the plot. So that's just a lot of weight, is my point. So we're going to give it a helping hand. One of the main reasons I kind of gave up on growing corn was I had this struggle every single year. Every single year, I would be so proud of my corn, and it would get knocked over by a summer storm. And I'm like, yeah, it's just not worth it. The other plot in the other corner is doing just fine. I think it had like 1 or 2 ears get knocked over. But for some reason, this plot suffered significantly. So we're going to see if we can't give it a helping hand and show you what we're using to do that.
So we dipped into Rachel's secret stash of hay twine, and we're going to make ourselves a piece of rope. And actually, there was somebody who commented recently in one of our videos about the corn, and they said that this is actually something that they do is they will, when they plant it in a small bundle like that, they'll wrap the whole thing with just a single piece of twine like this.
Is that right?
Yeah, and it kind of makes, instead of being individual pieces of corn, then at that point it's kind of like a whole big giant thing. So if it's gonna fall, it's all gotta fall. So we're not necessarily going to wrap the circumference of all the corns. We're going to kind of try to tie it to the fence and pull everything up. Now we'll see if we can try to hold up 40 stalks of corn and run some twine around it and see how that goes.
It's in my garden is so crowded as it is, so it's going to be tricky to...
I want you to be the stander-upper person.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Because I'll step on things I'm not supposed to step on.
Oh, okay.
And then I get yelled at.
You do not. Only a little bit.
Your tomatoes, girl.
I know.
They're like 8 feet. So this is kind of where the tomato section stops and the corn starts. So we're just going to tie this to our top section of our fence here. And then we'll try to snake the string through that way. Do you want to do that part?
Yeah.
I'll try to make sure you don't get tangled.
I can walk through here and lift them, but
I don't know, maybe if we...
sew it underneath and don't careful because they're very fragile, they'll snap.
Oh, this one's already snapped.
Oh man. I'm just thinking if I sewed it under here.
Maybe if we start standing as we go and hold them, we can get them all up and then run the string around.
Okay, we're gonna sacrifice flowers for this.
Good, this is working good. We want it about this high?
Yeah, probably.
How's the end behind you?
Maybe higher. Right there. Let me look at it from the other side. Make sure it's not leaning too much. That's pretty good right there.
Can you guys see on the audience that I have over there? All the turkeys watching me.
I wonder if we have enough string. Do we have? Oh, you already cut it. I was wondering if we had enough to go ahead and do that square.
Oh, the square technique?
Yeah.
I already cut it because it was like way long and it was going to be hard to feed all through the fence.
Okay. I don't know. Oh, yeah, this one's broke off too. It's a bummer. I think we'll just let it try to do it on its own, I guess. It's so nice, like these beautiful young corn cobs. Just really just getting pollinated and trying their best. So sad. Oh well, what are you gonna do? This is the other side and just a couple stalks are down. Let's see if I can just push them with my foot to hold them up. Oh no. Stay. Don't fall down. Oh well, this just looks like four fell down on this other side. Maybe they'll come back on their own after a couple more days of sun. If you guys have any tips for all of us to just learn from each other on how to recover corn once it's been knocked down from the storm, I know the best recommended approach is to let nature take its course and hopefully they'll stand up on their own. I will tell you, in a raised bed gardening situation, that never worked for me. Now I'm in the ground in a no-till bed here and in the opposite corner with high intensity planting. So I'm just not sure if there's a different technique I should be applying. So I appreciate any advice you might have, and I'm not gonna give up on it just yet. We'll see if we can make it through to harvest.